it's technically a handheld. Hello and welcome to Modern Broadcast. We got one. Here's the deal. Pre-order night. When pre-orders are going to go live, I had about 4 in my cart. Only one at a time. I'm not a scalper. I don't do that shit. If you're a scalper, you're a piece of shit, you know it. Here we have the Nintendo Switch 2. So yeah, basically pre-order night. I got one in my cart. I was trying to check out, but it kept failing. It kept saying, something went wrong. And then it took it out of my cart. And then I got another one in my cart. And then I joined the long wait list on Best Buy and Walmart trying to get one. And I was at GameStop, which I haven't shopped at GameStop in, close to 8 years now. They burned me on an Xbox Series X, and I said I'll never shop here again. And I have still held true. I've stepped inside a few, but I never purchased anything. And one of the associates was talking to the other associate, and they were both kind of just talking back and forth. And they had said that the Switch 2, the guy who just came in for a shift, and he's like, "Oh, I saw the Switch 2s back there, so that they're in stock now." And the other guy was like, "Yeah, well, we got about 40 left over." And it seems like each GameStop has about 40 extra inventory to sell off 40 of them. So, but they're not allowed to sell until release day. Here we are. I got mine from Walmart, however. I kind of took that knowledge and applied it at Walmart, and I went there first thing this morning. Walmart opened up at 6 this morning. So I got up, I went in. From the look of it, from the stock that was brought out, it looked like they too also only had about 40 of them. And I was fourth in line. I was surprised. It was actually quite dead. There was one guy. I gotta talk about this guy. There was one guy, and I don't have my other camera hooked up right now to demonstrate what had happened here. But I'm walking from this way, and then this guy, he came in like here, and it's a casual walk. And he looks over at me as we're walking, looks forward, looks back over at me, and then just fucking guns it and runs. It's not that serious. So he ran it to the electronic department, and so I just continue the pace I was already going. I'm walking back there, and 3 other guys, they come up from the clothing department, and they are in the electronics area, and they go to the counter because there's a person, a store associate there, and they just go, "We're here for the Switch 2. Do you have any in stock?" And as they ask that question, an employee with a cart with the Nintendo Switch 2s comes up and rolls up on the side and goes, "Figured you guys would be here." So the guy that took off, he's way over here somewhere. I don't even know what he's doing, because the Nintendo Switch aisle was over here, and he was there for a Switch 2, because he goes, "Oh," and he like ran over to get in line, but then he ended up being like, so I was fourth. Because I let the 3 guys that came up and actually asked the question, I let them go first, because that's what you do. That's the appropriate thing to do. And so I just kind of went in behind them. And then 3 other people got in line behind me. And then Mr. Sirius ran and he got behind them. So he ended up way back here. So anyways, guys, the number one rule always is don't be an asshole. And that was perfectly fine. Us walking, together, whatever. It became an asshole when you took off. Let me know in the comments. Was that guy an asshole? Because I thought he was an asshole. Anyways, other than that, very pleasant experience. We got a Switch 2 here, and they actually had the one with Mario Kart. I figure I'm going to pick it up anyways. And, it actually got to the point after the pre-order, I was like, I'm not going to pick up a Switch 2. I'll try opening day. We'll see if we get lucky. I try to avoid a lot of the Nintendo news that was coming out. A lot of he said, she said type stuff, and people dissecting like their announcements and being like, "Oh, this means this means this." Whatever. So, anyways, let's get to the unboxing. That's what matters here. There's a timestamp down below, and I'll pin the comment when I stop rambling. Okay. All right, for all you grumpy ass people. It's not that serious. But since this is a handheld, I figured might as well pick it up. Since I do try to do handhelds when I can. And this counts. This is just mainstream. So here we go. Unboxing time. Here's the box. It kind of looks like with the new regular Nintendo Switches, like the OLED model, where they kind of squared up the box a little bit. Nintendo with the Nintendo 2 on the back and the new Switch 2 dock. Let's go ahead, pull its little tabby here, and opening it up. Oh, it's just right there. I thought there was going to be like a little pad here that you're going to have to remove. No, it is just right there out in the open. Let's go ahead. I'm going to move this aside. That's huge. These have some weight to them. So underneath the tablet, we have some health safety information. And then we have our HDMI cable. And we have our little... Oh, they're open now. That's interesting. We have our little wrist straps that we got with the Switch 1. Underneath, we have our Nintendo Switch controller. Doodad. That's what I'm gonna call it. This is now the doodad. Russ, can I get a thing right here on the side? Doodad. Yeah, look at that doodad. We have our Type-C to Type-C USB cable, along with a massive power brick. Holy cow. This thing is fat. That is chunky. It is smaller than the original chunky boy, but that's still pretty chunky. Okay. It's round. Okay. Here we have the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. Pretty much the same almost. It's a little bit more round, a little bit more plasticky. Kind of around the edges. Not much breathing room in there, huh? There's some vents at the bottom, I suppose. Maybe this Switch vents on the bottom, not the back. Here we have our... Oh, that just comes off. Okay, that just comes off. We have our AC adapter, HDMI out, and they included a LAN cable now. Did the original Switch have that? I don't know. My dock's right there. I'll do a side by side here in a second. And 2 USBs, maybe if it'll focus. 2 USBs up front. Here's my OLED dock and the new dock. So we do see that it is a little bit longer. That's to make up for the screen size, because the screen size of the Switch 2 is bigger. Kind of that same actual plasticky in the middle here. The 2 USBs right up front. Oh, and it did. Huh, I've never used that, ever. So there is a LAN port. Stop focusing on the wrong thing. Thank you. There is a LAN port on the OLED. So the dock is pretty much the same, just a slight redesign to make up for the size difference, because as we all know, size does matter. Set that there. Okay, let's move on to the Joy-Cons. So here are the new Joy-Cons. They are definitely bigger, which is more comfortable in my hands. I don't have big hands, I wouldn't say. I would say I got Whopper Jr. hands, you know? But, yeah, they're definitely the big, the buttons might be the same size, maybe slightly bigger, but this is a little bit more comfortable than the originals. A little bit harder to reach down here. It's a bit more of a stretch when they're in your hands. Kind of have to pop that out for a little cheat. So as we see, definitely a little bit more with the new ones. We no longer have that sensor on the bottom of the right. Oh, and here's our release. We push that, it pulls that, and then we can detach it. Nice. Much bigger bumpers up top than the little nubbins on the original. Looks like we still have the pair button, except for they moved the lights to here instead of up top. Also, we have the C button, and I'm not entirely sure what that does. We'll have to test that out when we do an actual device playthrough or testing. So here we have the left Joy-Con. I think they're still calling them Joy-Con. I'm gonna keep calling it Joy-Con until I hear it differently or read differently. But here we have our buttons. We still have our square camera button, the minus. Nothing on the bottom. Same deal up top with those nice bumpers. It looks clean with the color accents on each one. I gotta say, I'm actually quite a fan of that. Excuse me. I'm actually quite a fan of that, is what I wanted to say. It's nice matte black with some color accents. It's a way to incorporate some color without adding RGB lighting. Are we almost done with the RGB lighting phase? Are we almost done with that? No, because we're gamers. That's right. We'll never be done. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I'm glad the camera caught that. I was actually just testing it for myself, and then it just did that. So it is magnetic, which I think they advertised, but again, I try to avoid paying attention. Yeah, that just... Ding. This is not comfortable. This side's okay. This side's okay. It's this side that I find... maybe? I just kind of feel like I'm on top of it to play it when I'm holding it. And the triggers are like... I don't know. This isn't comfortable. This wouldn't be comfortable for long periods. For short periods, okay, fine. And, maybe you'll adjust to it. But, it's before too long, before third party makes a better version of this that maybe fans it out the opposite way. I think it'd be better, with this inwards and then this out. I don't know. Something isn't right with this. But, let's go ahead and hit the release button. I was kind of just like a push pad, just to separate from the magnet far enough that then it comes out. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's really any release. It's just push out from the magnet far enough so that way you can pull away. Okay. I can get down with that. All right, here we have the unveiling of the new tablet. Wow, so shiny, so new. So it is color-coded. One side's blue, one side is orange. I'm curious for the special editions that eventually inevitably come out. That's going to still be the same, or if they're going to actually change the color on that too. A nice big screen. Looks like we do have a small bezel. I don't know if I can capture that or not. Oh, there's my camera. Hi! So we do have a little black border. A very thin black border down here at the bottom. You could tell the separation from the screen just slightly. And then another here. So it's not full face. I don't know. I never mind a small bezel. I think it makes a console look cleaner, but people hate it. They've definitely improved on the Ambernick devices where it used to say Ambernick right down the bottom, real big and thick. So nothing like that on this. Let's see, on top, we have our power button. Volume up, down, a Type-C charge port, and then headphone jack and our game card slot. On the bottom of the device, we have our other Type-C port, and I'm hoping that it's dual, you can either charge from the top or the bottom. That would be nice, because often, when you're laying in bed and this is resting on your chest, it's not, you can't charge it, and then you have to hold it weird and whatnot. So being able to charge from the top, that'd be great. Flipping over to the back side, just have a nice matte finish of Nintendo Switch 2 and our new kickstand, which reveals our micro SD card slot. The stand is firm for now. I'm curious how this is going to wear over time. This is very thin. I could see this getting jacked up pretty easily if it's like this and someone falls onto it, bending it, breaking it, causing stress points on it. But it's pretty sturdy for the most part. It's a lot better, than the original. Here's my definitely not modded other one. That's why that looks like crap. But, the original is just a stupid little thing that this did nothing. They definitely improved it with the OLEDs and the revised version. With that, I think also, like, I think that bent too far, really. Actually, you know, that's kind of nice. I've never played my Switch like this. Oh, hi, there's me. Hi. Hi. Can this do that? Oh my goodness, it can. Look at that. Wow. This might be how we capture some of the gameplay later on when we actually power it up. I'm not going to boot up today, or at least not in this video. I do have to get going for work, but speak of the devil, there's work. That's pretty much it. Quick size comparison with my dirty OLED. You know, it's amazing how dirty a fucking Switch can get when it's just been hanging out in the dock. I don't take this anywhere with me. Anyways, as we see, we have a good little bit of difference here, which might not seem like a lot, but to some fellas, that's a ton. Yeah, really not much different than the original. Power volume, no Type-C. That's the only difference between the OLED and the Switch 2. So let's go ahead and boot it up. We see we have the nice Nintendo logo. We got some interesting little music playing here. Go ahead, US, the Americas. With Nintendo Switch 2, you can play games wherever you want, however you want. The system can stand at whatever angle you like. Just pull out the rear stand. Ayo. You can now connect the AC adapter to the top of the system. So perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Select next with the controller you removed. I'm never going to use those. I know some people do. I'll do a short on attaching that. All right, if you're interested. Choose a style. You could change it anytime. Okay. Transfer data from the Switch to the Switch 2. And that's going to take a long time. My Switch is dead, so I'm going to say no. There we are. MicroSD Express card. Only MicroSD Express cards which feature the marks shown in this image are supported. Other SD cards won't work. That's important to know. Take a look at that. Maybe a lot of these lying around from doing handheld videos and whatnot, but none of these are going to work. So looks like we're going to actually have to pick up a Express card or EX card. So we're going to have to skip that for now. From here, you can re-download and play purchase downloadable games and content on your account. I like that and I don't. And I think the OLED got this update too, because I think it kind of looks similar to this, or at least like that exists. Before it died, I was messing around with it. I was playing some, well, it doesn't matter. Anyways, it looked like it had that update. I kind of like that because it used to always be annoying. You had to go into the shop, then under view downloads, then re-download your games. So that's not terrible in my opinion. But yeah, here we have it. This is the Switch 2. I did pick up one game. I only picked up one game, and that was it. And that game was... Let's go ahead. I picked up Bravely Default. I really wanted to play this on the 3DS. I own it for 3DS, but I just never did. So when I saw that the Switch 2 was going to be announcing it and was going to have it for release, I thought for sure, let's pick it up. From what I saw, and I don't know if this is true, that's why I picked it up physically, is basically what's in here is a download code. I'm buying plastic for a download code, or there might be a game card in here, but there's nothing on it except for the download key, maybe? I don't know. And now it says like, game key card, so I don't know. Oh wait, hang on. Full game download via internet required. So I think there's some truth behind that. I think physical media is on its way out, which sucks. I'm a physical collector. I like my physical media. Yeah, but we're making our way towards the digital era, and I'm going to be an old curmudgeon about it, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't have my... Oh, I do have my handy dandy knife. Might as well pull out our handy dandy kniff. Long time no see. And go ahead and get this open. Maybe. I think a 4-year-old could open this better than I just did. Oh, ew. It's red. That's very red inside, and the cartridge itself. It's very red. It looks very much like a Switch console. I think it's backwards compatible, isn't it? Yeah, so duh. Okay, that's ugly. Everything's magnetic on this. Don't put this next to an old TV, guys. You'll have scan lines for days. To use this game key card, you need to download the data. Even after the download has been downloaded, the game key will need to remain inserted in the system to play the game. It hurts. But okay, whatever. So guys, really, there is no point to physical media on the Switch 2. That's gonna do its download thing, but this is basically just a case that you're gonna have to remember to carry with you. Otherwise, just download it to your system, then it's on your system. It's the way to push digital media. It sucks that they increased the price of AAA titles. This, I think I got Bravely Default for about 40 at Walmart, so I don't know if that's accurate or not as far as what they had it, but it was only 40 bucks. Do what you will, guys. Do what you will. But I don't see a point in physical media when it comes to Switch 2 unless they change the whole, you still need to download it and then still have it inserted for a download. It makes no sense to me. So this will probably be the only physical game that I own for the system. So thanks so much for watching. Seriously, I just wanted to kind of do a quick unboxing here. I do got to get to work. I'm actually running a little bit behind now. So guys, take it easy. Have a good week, and I will see you next time. Bye.